Hey, what's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Educators Room. We are here to talk about comedy, education during quarantine time. It has been a very trying time for us as educators. I'm telling you now. It's been one of those times, though. I'm telling you that we've been excited, sad, frustrated, mad. We've ran through a range of emotions as an educator going through quarantine. So come on in here. Let's get this laughter party cracking today. So we just gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk to you about everything that I've been dealing with, and that probably you as an educator you've been dealing with as well going through this quarantine. I don't know about you, but this school year has been so rough at the beginning that you prayed for a break. We didn't know it was going to be this kind of break, but you got a break. You prayed to every type of deity you knew. You prayed to Allah, God, Vishnu, Shiva, Black Panther God. You prayed to everybody just to get you a break off. We were praying for snow days mostly. We just prayed for snow days. I didn't want you to end everything, but look at us now. We are at home. That first couple of days when you knew you were going to be off work, you was excited. It was like a break. And then after that, reality set in that you actually are doing more work than you did when you was in your classroom. You got to log in, you got to get your students engaged. How do you get students engaged that weren't engaged when they was in your classroom? That's the main thing. You got teachers sitting in front of a computer screen trying to teach, giving an engaging lesson, and we're not engaged. They ain't paying attention to the screen. They got it blacked out. They kicking teachers out of it. I mean, you like, wait a minute. I don't even know what to do. How do you kick a kid out of online class? I can't kick them out. So it's been a frustrating time. But this is also the time that teachers you can really focus on getting your love back for teaching. Some of you might have discovered that, hey, online teaching is not for me. I know for me, the only students that I know that was not bothered by the whole quarantine lockdown situation was students who go to school online anyway. It's regular day for them. Everybody else, listen, my kids, if you're a parent and a teacher, God bless you. Because that is some stress right there. That is a level of stress that I don't know how to deal with. You're sitting there trying to teach your class and teach your students, and it's always one teacher that your kids have that give out an excess amount of work. They give out so much work, it is bananas. You go, wait a minute. You need to give quality assignments, not quantity. How you gonna have 100 problems to do? Like my daughter had a situation where teacher had 6 assignments due in one day. And the teacher get mad because my daughter said, when you gonna grade the assignments? I don't have time. Well, my daughter said, I had time to do the work. You should have time to grade them when I turned it in. That makes sense to me. And I don't know about y'all, but this has been a problem. Being locked in the house the whole time, really can't go anywhere. And spring break, I don't know about you, but spring break was the worst. How you on spring break, but you can't go anywhere? They gonna tell you to get some rest and relax. What do you think you've been doing the whole time? You ain't been doing anything but at the house. Sitting here, you don't watch everything on Netflix, Hulu, Prime. You don't watch shows that you ain't got no business watching. And for some of us out here, hey, when you found out the adult sites were doing it for free, some of y'all lost your mind for about 2 days. Then you realize I'm bored of that too. Spring break, I'm gonna talk again about it. It was the absolute worst. I couldn't go anywhere. I had to stay in the house. And they tell me, "Ooh, you enjoying your spring break?" I've been here for 3 weeks before that. It's the same break I've been getting. I done seen the same thing. Only thing I got to do is have to log into my computer to check an email. And that's another thing with the students. You might have a time to be on there, but it ain't never the same time the students get. My students were turning in work 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hell, I bet I'm having class at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because they're not logging in. They're not logging in. They're not checking their workout. They taking it. And they parents, like everybody else, pay attention to the news. If you're here in Georgia, you know school is done for the year. And so kids are like, I'm done. Parents have the hardest time. Congratulations to parents that are trying to hold it down. because we have been really trying to hold it down. You learn new math, old math. You learn how to subjugate a verb, all the stuff your students deal with. And you look at them crazy, like, you pay attention to class? How y'all doing this all day? It's stressful to try to maintain your job, feed your kids, and they eat you out of house and home. I wish to God that Amazon or somebody delivered groceries. My kids go through them like it's nobody's business. Every day they got to get something to eat. And they feel like every day I got to go risk my life getting in line at the grocery store because they done went through it so fast. Remember how we were as a kid? When we were growing up, your mom bought them good cereal, and you go through in a day and then you got to eat cornflakes. Well, that's all I'm buying now for my kids. We get nothing but cornflakes. Nothing but cornflakes. But I'm going to take some of y'all questions as we pop in. We are just sitting here talking about how we're going to deal with comedy to get us through this as an educator. The best thing is, I got to say this, we got to give a praise report because I am a PBIS coach at my school. And if you don't know what that is Positive Behavior Intervention Systems. And I have to give a report for all schools across the country. Our numbers for office referrals, office out of school suspension, in school suspension, and detention has been at an all-time low. 0. I don't know what we've been doing, but we've got to keep this current trend where there is no discipline data out there. That is going to push your scores through the roof right there. Your CCRPI scores, your climate culture scores are going to be through the roof this term because you hadn't had to write one student up. And the students you do have to yell at, they belong to you. If you ain't got any, you got it made. Discipline data has been a plus. Know what has been a plus? Test grades been a plus. You know your students are sharing answers. You ain't really caring, but you know they're at home. One student is doing it, everybody else is getting a copy of it. They are not cheating, they are collaborating. That's what we're going to call it, collaborating. Another thing about quarantine that might be kind of good for some teachers, lesson plans. Simple. There's not a lot of I do, we do, you do. It is post an assignment in Google Classroom and you got to figure it out on your own. Or the kids who don't have computers, hard go out to them families, they just stuck at home trying to do work. That's it. Think about it. Your school day, if you are enjoying yourself, has been a blast. It has been a blast. You've been sitting around in your pajamas. You ain't got to get dressed up. You ain't got to wear the shirt and tie. You ain't got to worry about your boss really coming and doing no real observations. You ain't got to worry about your standards being on the board. There's no standards on the board. You don't have to have any of that stuff on your board right now. That is awesome right there. You ain't got to worry about kids leaving bubble gum wrappers and chip bags in the desk and on the floor. If that stuff is on your floor, I mean, you and your kids nasty. Y'all both need to clean up the house. Go on and clean up. Go on and clean up. Some of y'all need to go ahead and jump in the shower too, because I know some of y'all, hey, we done lounged around for a couple of weeks with nothing to do. My kids have been really stressed out. And I think that's something that we need to really take serious. So I have to do some creative things with my kids. We end up, oh, what's up? What's up? Oh, your administrator doing pop-up meetings on Zoom? Hey, Jill, our administrator do that too. They try to have a Zoom staff meeting. You know how that is? The best thing about the Zoom staff meeting is that you can cut the camera off and they can't see you. You lay there asleep, watching TV, doing something else. Cut your Zoom on mute. You ain't got to worry about any of it. That's the part that I really love. I don't know about y'all, but these staff meetings, I always wonder though, at our staff meetings, what are we really talking about? It ain't a whole lot to discuss. Not a whole lot we can discuss. But you have any questions, I'm telling you now, Zoom, Google Meets is also, wait a minute, Jill. They coming to y'all class meeting too? Oh, do they have a little pen and paper there, Jill, trying to give you observation? Do they try to ask the students a question on private chat, asking what the lesson's about? That's going to be the funniest thing ever when they do that. That's going to be absolutely hilarious. I don't know about y'all, but I think education is about to change. How we do things is about to change. I think we also realizing how much we need human interaction. And as a teacher, your job is to engage with your students, and that personal contact is something that we truly need. I don't think we're going to do it with that because most of the students, including myself, are not intrinsically motivated. My lesson plans are simple. Google Classroom. That's all I put on there. But I want to know for you, Jill, how is the Zoom meetings from classes? Do you have any students that still act up? Do they still talk to each other in there? Good thing is, if they try to walk out, you can't stop them. You can't send them to the office. You can't send them to the office now. That's probably the best thing ever. How many of y'all out there miss your truly bad kid? We all got one or two of them that might be bad that we kind of miss. Anybody miss their bad kids? I kind of miss yelling at one or two of them because I'm like, man, I find myself having to yell at my daughter's stuffed animals at times. You had to boo the kid out, Jill. How you booing out an online class? That is just the funniest thing ever to me. But some tips of things that I do. I love using humor in the classroom, and it now with the digital online platform, it's probably the best time ever. You have the best thing to do is to know your content. We all know our content. We all know pedagogy. We know that stuff backwards and forwards. How do you get your kids engaged in it? And a lot of times you can do that through humor. So you can add in a little joke to your students while they're there paying attention. That's probably one of the best things to do. What subjects do you teach? I teach social studies, which is probably, hold on, my students act the same way in the Zoom meeting, and I correct them the same. What grade do you teach? Now that's, at least your students are consistent. That's what you can say. That's the positive thing you can say about your kids. They are completely consistent. If they act the same way in class as they do online, your students are consistent. I had a parent call me the other day and say, Coach, the problem that I have right now is he ain't listening to me when you talk to him. I had got on the phone and I told this parent, I got on the phone and said to the young man, I said, you know what though? You know how I expect you to behave in my classroom. I expect you to do that same thing when you're at home with your parents. That is the funniest, craziest thing ever. Okay, special education, 7th grade social studies. I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher, and I'm having to introduce now some of the world religions. We're doing Southeast Asia. We're doing world religions. I do something interesting with my students, especially when we was in the classroom. Most of my students, they family practice the Christian religion because we're here in America. And most times they say crazy phrases where they take the deity's name and add it in there. They go OMG or oh my God or Jesus take the wheel. All little phrases like that. So I ask my students, I wonder, do other people who practice other religions, do they take their deity's name and do the same thing? Do Muslims go, oh my Allah, for the love of Yahweh, Vishnu, sit down on God or on Vishnu? I just wonder, do other religions do that simple thing? That's something, if you're a 7th grade social teacher, ask your students those kind of questions. You can always make your lessons fun and engaging and take this time to enjoy and laugh yourself. The new thing is I see a lot of teachers on TikTok and they making all these little funny videos about being quarantined inside. I find my kids, we might make, I know what it feels like to be in prison now, to be in total confinement where you can't go anywhere. I don't like this. I like, can I at least go outside for some free time for an hour? And the thing about it is, I don't know where y'all are, but they keep adding more time to the quarantine. It was cool when they said school wasn't going back until September. I was excited until I realized I still couldn't leave my house till after summer. Who wants to be locked in their house till the summer? I don't. I hated being in the house this whole time. There's not enough books in the world to read. Lesson plans are a joke. Okay, we got Kansas in the building. How you doing out there in Kansas, Jill, Nadine? I'm telling you now, some of the best things ever that we can do is use laughter. I want to know, Jill, how are you using laughter while you are in quarantine? You too, Nadine. How are y'all using laughter? How are you using your sense of humor in the class? I mean, in while you're in quarantine, even with your own family. Because if you don't, you have to find a way to break up that monotonous behavior. I do a lot of improv with my own kids. I love doing improv. I actually teach teachers how to use improv comedy in the classroom. So I use all those little games with my own kids. And the ones that go well, I take it into my classroom and allow my students to do it as well. VA, we got Virginia in the house. I think we all do. Jill just said she laughs at the admin's emails. Why are they still sending emails? I think they kind of know that this year's a wash, but they gotta earn their check. Like they want to make us earn our check, and that's what we're looking at. How are you gonna continue to earn your paycheck? Because they just send the emails out all the time. How to put grades in the grade book with quarantine. They not turning in work. How can I turn in grades when the students not turning in work? Nothing has changed on that situation. They still not turning in the work. They weren't turning in the work when we was in the building. Now they're not turning in the work outside the building. I had a kid. I had to call because you got to call. I had to call his parent and say, "Hey, your daughter is not doing the work and not logging in online." When the father asked his daughter, why is she not doing it? She said, "Oh, you mean the work he assigned that says classwork?" He said, "Yeah, that's schoolwork." She said, "Well, since I'm at home, it didn't say homework, so I didn't do it." You mean to tell me you didn't do the assignment because I put classwork and not homework? So she just sitting at home to my, "Well, I ain't gonna do this till we go back to school." Well, girl, we ain't going back, and you still got to get some grades in here. David, I do the same thing. The emails from the admin are a different level. I think they just want to come up with stuff for us to do, lesson plan, how to sit here and plan. We got to do collaborative planning still. We don't have together but 10 students logging in for the whole grade level and planning. And then we record the videos. That is an amazing thing. I'm telling you, David. I'm always laughing and joking around with my son and my student. All right, Nadine, what are you doing? What are some of the things you're joking around with them about? We're gonna do. Me and my kids are gonna do a prison escape video here. How we're gonna escape the quarantine and go outside, just to go walk around. The problem is, the more you walk around, the more they extend this quarantine time. Now I'm gonna be really pissed off. I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna be really pissed off if quarantine goes into summer. I think that's gonna be my limit. That's Y'all are not starting PLC next week. Y'all do not have to do professional developments next week. Over what? That's what I want to know, Jill. What are you doing professional developments over for the next couple of weeks? There is not enough iReady, Google Classroom, Google Meet. We've done all that. We already know the things to do. They're just adding more stuff. We got to earn the pay. I cannot believe you're having a PLC next week. The best thing that's happened here in Georgia is that this time they've done away with the teacher evaluation system. Jill, I feel sorry for y'all in Kansas that y'all are taking professional development over quarantine. Mandatory professional development. That is just a way to say we got to earn our check. I understand it. How are y'all dealing with your students that are not engaged in it, in the lesson? Because I think that's one of the biggest problems that educators are having. Some schools, some parents and students don't have internet, or they don't have technology where they can do it, or it's more than one kid in there. There's a school here in South Georgia that actually made the copies, and they can come by the school and pick them up. Problem is, who gonna grade all that paper? You think it's going through the summer? No. Please, Nadine, don't tell me I'm gonna be locked up here until the summer. I can't take it. I can't take it here. Our admins keep telling us PLCs are teacher driven, and then they tell us what and how to do it. Wait a minute. Your professional development is teacher driven, but they tell y'all how to do it and how to get it done. David, that is the craziest thing ever. It's not teacher driven. I don't think teachers are not as motivated as they would like to believe here in quarantine time. It's not. It was fun for the first couple of weeks. Now it is getting ridiculous. It is about time for them to go, school's out for summer. Professional developments. That is crazy. What are they going to do with the sports? Because as most of you know, if you're in middle school, high school, starting next month, it's supposed to be spring football, and these people are supposed to be getting ready for a fall season. But if we're on quarantine through the summer, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? So do you still get your coaching supplement? If you coach a fall sport and you work out, do you still get that supplement? Do you still get it? That's what we need to know. Those are important questions. How many teachers are out there still going to the liquor store every chance they get? Every chance we get, we still go by the liquor store. It's hard to approximate through a screen. Okay. I get it. That is so true. Look at the numbers. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Like I said, I teach educators how to use improv in the classroom. Hard thing is though, you can't really teach it on a screen like this way, but you can get them to do different fun games. Kind of hard to do the games when they're on a screen by themselves. We are being forced to continue. Jill, you lying. I don't care what nobody say. Jill is making stuff up now. Jill is in here saying we're forced to do after school programming through Zoom. How do you do after school programs through Zoom? I want to see it. You got to invite me in just so I can look at how y'all are doing the after school program through Zoom. I don't know. It is, Jill, is you making it up, Jill? There is no school telling them to do after school tutorials and things like that for after school. What time is it anyway when the kids are all at home? That don't make any sense, Jill. I don't know if your administrators or leaders in your district thought that through enough. I don't think know if they thought that through enough. The first meeting is in 10 minutes. Jill, you got an after school program and the kids are all at home. I do a radio show called the Kids Radio Show, and that is going on my Dunce Hatch segment. My Dunce Hatch segment is all crazy news around the world. Jill, your district is making the Dunce Hatch for having a after school program on Zoom. That is crazy, Jill. Jill, I got another question for y'all. How are classes like PE? How do you do PE on Zoom? Certain classes I don't know how you do. How do you do PE on Zoom? Anybody know? Google Classroom, but you got PE. You're gonna teach them how to shoot the basketball. What can you do? Play hide and seek in the house, but you got to touch your computer around with you. This is by far, guys, some of the best stuff. Any question that y'all have for me that I may be able to answer, either truthfully or I'm gonna make it up. Wow, y'all pray for Jill because she's got really a hard time. She got to go to an after school program meeting through Zoom. That is it. Jill, you win the award today for the best time ever. And we got David David, what district and what grade do you teach? That's what we want to know. A little bit more about me. I have a shirt that says my hoodies are says teach sign me too. And at the bottom of the hoodie, it says without fear. So the hoodie is called Teach Sign Me Too, which is Latin for without fear. And I want all teachers to learn how to teach without fear. Maybe that's part of the problem that we have when we're in our classroom getting our students engaged. It's not that you don't know your pedagogy, it's the fact that you have a brilliant idea and you don't want to step out your own comfort zone to get your students to learn. And if you learn to teach without fear, your students will learn to learn without fear. So we have t-shirts that says teach without fear. We have some that says learn without fear. We have some that says perform without fear and play without fear. And that's what we want all our students to do and our administrators to lead without fear. We want everybody to learn how to get out of their comfort zone and to really push themselves into that next level, especially with learning. This online learning, how many of y'all think your district will adopt some form of online learning forever? Will that take away my call out days? That's the kind of question I have for my administrator. I might ask my administrator that question there. Since we doing online in quarantine, can I still call out sick? I can't call out sick anymore. If I slip and fall in my kitchen, can I get workman's comp? Because I'm technically still on the clock. I just want to know if I slip and fall or stump my toe or something at home, but I'm on the clock, can I still get workman's comp? That's the main thing we want to know. Can I still get workman's comp? I can't call out sick. Do I still get my planning period to do whatever I want to do? What if I'm late to work? What if I'm supposed to be logged in at 9 o'clock and I get there at 9:15? Are they still gonna dock my pay? That is just the best stuff ever. I'm having a great time. If there are any questions that you might have for me, hey Nadine, if there's any question that you might have for me, please let me know. I think we're going to do this again. If you're having fun, I wish there was a heart button, a like button. We can see. I see the people that are chiming in. We're having a great time learning how to use comedy during quarantine time. Some teachers are drinking heavily. Some people, just not teachers, some people got to go to AA meetings when this quarantine is lifted. They're going to have to attend some AA meetings for real. Just because they have drunk themselves silly every day. I personally have a friend of mine that he said he feel like Kendrick Lamar song, swimming pool. Wake up, drink, sit down, drink, watch TV, drink, walk the dog, drink. Everything is always drinking. It is too much. We got to find some other activities. But I'm glad we're doing this here. We got a few more minutes left to be here. Let me know if you have any questions that I might need to answer, that I can answer. If I can't answer it correctly, I'm going to make it up. That's the best thing I know to do. My name is Cornelius George. I am an educator and a comedian. I am the creator of Laugh Your Class Off. We have done some amazing things with Laugh Your Class Off. We are the 2019 PBIS Film of the Year winners for our anti-bullying video. You can go to Laugh Your Class Off TV and check out all of our videos we've made, anti-bullying, suicide prevention, and weapons in school. So we did some amazing things. We also do a monthly comedy show here in the Atlanta area at Uptown Comedy Corner. But we also travel. So when this quarantine is up, let us know. We want to come to your city and bring the laughter. We do a clean show, but we do an adult show too. And the adult show is pretty amazing. And Jill, I want to come to Kansas because y'all need some laughter in y'all life, especially. Nadine, you say you're from Virginia. All right. We got to see where David is from. Funny thing we're doing. Nadine is from Virginia. What part of Virginia, what subject do you teach? If not, look for me on this platform here, Facebook, Cornelius George. Hold on, I got some new comments. All right, California. All right, Dave. We got to make sure we got to come out that way too, because hey, Nadine, I'm thanking you. You need to make sure set it. Let me know how we can come to your city and do an awesome show. It is probably one of the best shows you will ever see. We're absolutely hilarious. We are true comedians and true educators. And currently in the classroom, a lot of my comedian friends are touring across the country, and I look at myself like I'm retarded. Like, how am I still in the classroom when I'm just as good and I'm talented with these guys here? But it ain't my time. But my time up here is up because I now, in a few minutes myself, have a staff meeting that I must attend. Yeah, right before 5 o'clock, I got to attend a quick meeting for my content. This is Cornelius George. Make sure y'all follow this again. You see it again, share with your friends. Make sure we stay in here and we do this. Until next time, make sure you go follow me, Cornelius George, here on Facebook. See y'all next time.